Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to customize BCM. I know in my other videos I talked about reporting and filtering and creating tabs and actually showed you some builds that I made, but I'm thinking why not just show you how to customize it A to Z. So this is going to be a series of videos because I obviously can't put everything in here. Let me pop open my Outlook and I'll be using Outlook from Office 2013 with BCM for 2013, which is very similar to 2010. I mean, if you're using 2010 or 2007, you could still create all these same customizations that I'm doing. You'll see it's very, very similar. So this is my BCM build. It's clean. This is a vanilla installation. This is a brand new totally brand new installation of BCM. This is a new database actually. And you'll see here that if we go, for example, to business contacts, as a matter of fact, let me go in from the main dashboard. It'll be easier to see. So I'm in content management, right? And I have here my three built-in entities or contact types. We have accounts, we have business contacts, and we have leads, right? So right off the bat, and you see these kind of tabs, you can always right-click a tab and you can rename it. In addition to that, you can always add a tab of similar criteria and you can filter it. So for example, suppose I have business contacts and I want to see only NY contacts, for example, and I want to see only business contacts who are in New York, I can choose filter, and I could say advanced filter, and I could say business state equals NY. And I click OK. And what happens is that now I have here another tab called NY contacts. So suppose in business contacts I have, I don't know, 300 people, and 50 of those are in New York. If I click on here, it'll filter them out. It'll be the same contacts, except I'll only be able to see my New York ones. So that's just a quick example. You can actually use the filter on custom fields and many other things. Filtering is a great tool, and you'll be using it often, even in reports. All right, so let me delete this tab, and let's go to the bare minimum. So I like to work with absolutely, totally 100% new contact types. I dislike working with the built-in ones, but for the sake of time, we will work with the built-in ones. So let me open up a new business contact, and here is your plain vanilla form. And let's say we want to start customizing this form. For example, we don't need to have a portrait of the person or a business card, or we want to change the way this looks and add some of our own fields. So at the top right, we have the form layout button. So when I click on that, it's going to give me the ability to make changes to the form. For example, suppose I don't want a picture for my contact. I can just click on it and click delete. I don't want a business card, so I can click on it and click delete. Say I want my comments to be on the bottom, so I can just drag and drop it to the bottom. Let's say I want to make it wide, and I want source information to go under name. I want to have my account information to go on this side. Let's have our also phone numbers to go in here. And let's see what else. Let's take our email information. So right away, I'm already designing this. You see what I'm doing? I just removed two things that I didn't really want, and I widened the comments box on the bottom. And I reorganized this in a way that it's easy for me to use, to understand. You'll see the built-in fields, right? Full name is obviously the person's name. When you put it in here, it's going to file it as that person's name. This will automatically be filled out. Job title, if we don't need it, we can just delete it. Assigned to is the user who's going to be working on this contact. We have the company name. We have source information, meaning where did they hear about us. And whenever you see these buttons like initiated by and linked account, you see how there's an account button. These are relationship field. So the initiated by is related to the marketing, because let's say we're advertising and we want to note where the person heard about us. You would click on this button and you would link it to the marketing campaign. So if it's a direct mail and a guy calls and says, hey, I heard about you in the mail, you would link it to the mail marketing portion of BCM. An account, you'll see that it just links to another business record type, to accounts. Phone numbers will keep, and internet and email will keep. So now let's add some fields in here. So there's a button on the top ribbon called Add Fields. Now we have here a bunch of fields already that we can already add. You see the ones that I deleted are kind of out of here already. You see business card I removed already, but now I'm able to add it back to the form if I need it, but I don't really want it. Let's say I want to collect some additional information. Let's say I'm going to go click on New Field, and you'll see here now I have options here to name the field and select what kind of field it's going to be. A text field is going to be a field which holds a string. It could be a number, it could be a alpha value, it could be totally numeric, it could be anything. There is no restriction on a text field. It's just like having a company name, which is a text field. You can name it anything. You can name it company 88 or just 88 or just company. So texts are maybe the number one used field out there. Then we have a number field, and we can select a format for this, whether we want to show negative numbers or not, all digits. Do we want to truncate numbers in there? Do we want to show decimals or not? We could choose how we want to format the value in this field, and this field will be a number. We have percents, and again, we can always show, we can have rounded as far as format goes. So let's say I put 65.8 and I select show me rounded, it's going to show me 66%. As opposed to having one decimal or two decimals. Some people require just a straight decimal number, and some people require to see, percentage with decimals. So this would be the percent field. We have our currency field. Our currency field is basically about monetary value. It's for US dollars. We have here, we can either display a currency with the dollar amount and a currency without the dollar amount, meaning the cents, right? We can show currency. If I put in $1.50, it's going to show me $1 if I select this format. As opposed to this one, if I put $1.50, I will see $1.50. So it's good to have the format that shows the cents. If you want to track everything. We have the yes or no button. So when we have the icon, for example, or yes or no, this creates a radio button. But I mean a radio button is a checkbox, and you can bubble it. So if checkbox is bubbled, it's yes. If not, it's a no. We can have an icon, and we can have a true or false also. So it just depends how you want it. These are two options. The yes, no is considered a two-option field. It's always either true or false. So, this customer is new, true. This customer is interested, true. This customer wants nothing to do with me, false. Then we have date and time. Date and time, we also have crazy formatting on here. It depends on how you want to have your time formatted. And this is good to have, especially when you do mail merging and you want to merge text from these documents, or you're constantly printing records out and reports. You may want to have a date that shows only the date, or maybe you want to show the time and date. Keep in mind that when you add a date and a time, it's going to create two fields for you to select from. One will be a date field and one will be a time field. So if you get someone cold calling or someone is noting something in an activity, you may want to have the time and date so they can note the time and the date the person had called, which is very good. Next we have here an integer. Integers are numbers, simple 1 through Google. You can put in as many numbers as you want. These are fields designated for a specific type of criteria. We have our drop-down list. Drop-down list is a pick list. You may be familiar with the term combo box. So when you create a drop-down list, and I'm going to create one in a moment, we'll be able to have multiple options pre-filled in there. So our users don't really have to guess what to put in or type it in. This eliminates misspellings and errors, and that's what a drop-down list will be. And then we have a URL field. A URL field is strictly a web address. We can actually include a mail to field in here. So when someone clicks on it, it'll make a secondary email. So the URL field will convert to a hyperlink, which someone will be able to click. And then lastly, we have a relationship. Relationship is used in order to tie in records together. Suppose you want business contacts to show under a new record type you're building. We'll be using a relationship field. We always have, and I was actually working with this with someone the other day, we have here data type, right? So data type will be relationship, and then it's going to say where's the destination record type. So right now we're in the origin. We're customizing the business contact, right? So we want to select where the business contact will be a part of what container. It may sound confusing, but let's say business contact is really a business owner, and then we have another entity called businesses. So the destination record type will be businesses, and I would select businesses, and I would make the field name linked, let's say linked business, and the destination field type will be owners. And then when I click OK, what it's going to do is it's going to create me a kind of a linked account box, kind of like you see up here. I'm trying to move my mouse around it, and we'll be able to designate that, hey, that this particular person, this owner, this particular business contact owner is a part of the owners group of a business record. Okay, kind of follow what I'm saying? So if I own a company and you want to link me to it, you'll have to make a relationship field. So relationship are very useful. It does get a little confusing at the beginning, but once you master it down, it's very, very easy to remember and to use. So with that said, let's customize business contact a little bit. Let's go and create some new fields in here. So let's say I'm just going to make I don't even know an example off the top of my head, but let's go with a currency field in here, and let's say owes me. No, let's say unpaid amount. I'm going to add that in there. I'm going to click OK and add it to my form. I'm also going to make another field in here. I'm going to make it a pick list. Where is pick list? Pick list, pick list, pick list, drop down list. OK. And I'm going to say services rendered. And I'm going to click OK. And right away, it's going to open up a box and it's going to let me put in these values. What do I want in services rendered? So I'm going to add in here something like repair. I'm going to add in here something like repair or programming, or let's add in here consulting, and let's add in here marketing, and I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to add that to my form. And now let's see what else. Let's add a new field in here. Let's add a date field, and I'm going to call it date purchased. And I'm not going to use a time value because the only thing I want is the date. And I'm going to go with the day, the month, and the year. I'm going to click OK and add that to my form. And I'm going to close it now. I think this is a pretty simple form, out-of-the-box form. We have our internet information here. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to add a new section. And I'm going to call this section my custom fields. And under this section, I'm going to add in, just going to drag and drop the fields to organize them. Here, let's put in here everything I have, just like that. Okay, so now I have my custom field section. This is a totally new section with fields that I've made. Has my unpaid amount, services rendered, and date purchased. And I'm going to save and close this. So it's going to publish it. I'm going to click OK. And when I reopen the contact form, I'm now going to have in here these fields, unpaid amount, and I could say here. Let me use my name for example. I'm just going to create a quick record. Okay. Source and initiate, but I don't have any marketing campaigns, but let's say I want to make a new one. Let's say I can have it either initiated by business contact, or I had it initiated by, let's say, a call list or mass mail. Let's do a mass mail. And I'm going to create a new mass mailing, and I'm going to say this mass mailing, the name of this mass mail was Advertising Blast. And I'm going to save and close this. And you'll see here that it was initiated by Advertising Blast. And this was through email campaign. So you see how I just marked my source information. So on addresses, I'm going to just click on business, and I'm going to say the street is 1121 59th in New York, NY 11001, and it will be in the USA. I'll just select United States of America. You always want to have the data look alike. You don't want too much data that doesn't look alike. I'm going to click OK. I have my address in here. I'm not going to be linked to any particular account. For phone numbers, let me put in a phone number. And for email, I'll put in my email address. Okay, and okay. And now let's just update my custom field. So let's say I purchased a service for myself, and that service was, and I'm using my pick list. Let's say it was programming, and the unpaid amount is $700. I'm just going to put 700. It'll automatically format when I click out of it. And the date purchased was, let's say, on March 1st. So I'm going to save and close this. So now I have a record of it. Now anyone in my company who connects to my database can just open this up and see what I did. And let me add a timestamp. Created a new entry. Let me save and close this. Now, additionally, I can customize now what I see here on the view. So these are view columns, right? These columns over here give me like a first-hand perspective of what I'm seeing when I first look at this tab. So I could change the view columns on this tab. Let's say I don't want to see mobile form. I could just right-click it and remove it, right? And now, let's say I want to add a column. And I'm going to go and I'm going to select Add User-Defined Fields. And a part of my user-defined fields is unpaid amount, which is what I did. I'm just going to click on Add. And I do have services rendered. Where is that? Right here. And we do have a date field, date purchased. I'm going to add that in there as well. And now, when I click on this, you'll see here that I can easily, very easily, view here what the unpaid amount is without even clicking into the contact. Now, you remember I created a new section in here. I created a brand new section called My Custom Fields. Well, I can go here in the view pane and right-click it, select a section, and I can click on My Custom Fields and add that in there as well. So now what happens is you can see, and here, let me actually move it upwards. Let me make it right here. Now you'll see when I click on a contact, I can also see the custom fields in here. I could see here unpaid amount 700 for programming. Date purchase was March 1st. And I could see it also on my columns. And I can also create, let's say, like I said, let's use a filtering example. It's a part of customizing, right? Unpaid contacts. Make that tab. And I'm going to filter it out, and I'm going to say, we'll go to advanced filter, and I'm going to say if unpaid amount contains data, if contains data meaning that it's not blank, then show me that person in that tab. I'm going to click OK, and you'll see here that I'm in my business contacts, right? Let's say I have 1 million here and some are paid and some are not paid. I can filter them out by going in here. But what's the beauty of this? Check this out. If I open up this contact and I delete the amount unpaid and I save and close this, it'll automatically be removed away from this tab. Well, it should be removed away from this tab. Oh, there is data in there. It's 0. So we have to change our formula. See, the little kinks like that, as you play with this, you'll figure it out. So instead of saying contains data, we're going to say is greater than 0. Okay, that should fix it. There we go. Now it's gone because I owe $0, so it's not greater than 0, so it's not going to show here. However, if I go in here and I owe as much as $1 and I save and close this, you will see that I will now appear in unpaid contacts. Why? Because I now owe $1. And you'll also see that it was changed in here and it was also changed in here. So this is the way to go about customizing these things. Say I want to rename business contacts to customers. And let's say I have accounts, and in accounts I can create another account, for example. And this is the same thing. Oh, is another thing I want to show you here. Let me create a new account. This account name will be Danger Studio, and let's say the office is in NYC, where I'm located. The email is my email. And my web page address. Okay. Then we have my phone number. And I'm going to leave the rest of this empty. So now I have a company in here, and this customer owns this company. So Elon owns Danger Studio. So I could just double click on this, click on the relationship field we just discussed, and I can double click on Danger Studio, save and close it. Now when I go back to the accounts and I open up the Danger Studio account, I can actually see who the people associated with the account are. And in this case, you'll see that Elon is associated, and I can mark him as the primary person for this account. Let me go back to Elon Real. You can actually open Elon directly from here. It's another nice thing, because when you double click on a contact, it'll open up. And let me customize this again, and let me add in here a job title. So, oh, I didn't even get to pages yet. Again, this is going to be a series of videos because I want to show you guys how we can customize even more. We can actually add separate pages in here. For example, this is the details page. We can add fields in here, and we can actually hide this page altogether. You see, I just hit it. And let me go back to the general page. And let me go and add a field in here, and let's make that job title and add that to the form. And it'll be right below first name. Okay, save and close it. And let me reopen up my contact. Let me update his job title as owner. Save and close it. And now you'll see that the job title now updated within the related linked contacts. So you have this whole thing going on here now where you can keep track of all these things. And what I was talking about pages is, you see I have user page 1, it's totally empty. So I can actually modify this. I don't have to have an empty page. I can also hide it completely. So there goes a lot to customizing BCM. It's not an easy 1, 2, 3 because you really have to have a whole plan made, like a blueprint of what you're customizing and what you're building. So in this 2003 BCM version, oh, I shouldn't say 2003, they're all almost exactly alike. You'll also have to know certain things like what is an opportunity, how to attach a file. Now, I made videos about this, and all my previous videos are before I upgraded to 2013, but it's the same thing. Um, Suppose I have here this customer, Elon, and I'm going to go and I'm going to mail merge him now, and I'm going to mail merge him into a brand new document, and I'm going to create a letter for him. I'll show you what I mean. So, dear, and I'm going to say dear, where is my first name? Dear first name. This is a sample merged letter sent to, and I'm going to go in here and insert another merge field, and I'm going to put in my email address. Thank you. Bye. Okay. Let me preview this now. You see how it just automatically picks up on the data in those fields, and I can save a template that does this. And I'm gonna go and save this merge document. And let me save it to my computer. I'll save it to my desktop. Save it as Dear Elon. Okay. Now I'm going to close this. And now I have a Dear Elon file. That could be a contract or anything of that nature, and I can just go in here. I can click on More, File, and I can go and add a file called Dear Elon to this record, save and close it, and you'll see here now that I have it in my communication history that Dear Elon is added. And this could be contract invoice or anything of that nature, and I can always double click it and it'll open up for me. It's very, very nice. Well, I didn't save my merge properly, so that's why it's asking me where to select the data from. Should have made a PDF out of it or saved it as a native Word. Yeah, make close Word. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay, here is my file. So let me close it, don't save it. Let me remove this communication item. Okay, and that's where I'm getting at. So this video should really be entitled How to Customize the Contact Form, because there's some more things I want to do that I really want to show you guys. Okay, let's show user page 1. Let's hide it. Let's save and close it. And you'll see the button from the top is not going to disappear. You see user page 1? It's going to poof right now when I double click on this. And I only have 2 pages. So we can create additional pages in here, financial info page, or business info page, or personal details page. In your general tab, we normally have all of this stuff. And this is the primary thing. We want this shared company-wide so everyone can collaborate together. Suppose I have a collection team who's going to go look for the money, and then I have an advertising team who studies this data to see where they heard about us, targeting areas, things of that nature. So this has been a video, and I'm sure that if you've never customized BCM before and you watch this video, this will be great help to you. And I'm going to make several more videos. My next video will probably be about importing and exporting, and I'm going to use the same example. So this is my tutorial on how to customize Business Contact Manager, in particular how to customize this Business Contact Manager build. And I hope you guys liked it, and thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. There's many videos. My website is dangerstudio.com. It's a blog where I post all these videos and I answer commentary. And also through YouTube. I really appreciate it. I have over 1 million views. It looks like I'm about to hit 1 million views. And thank you so much for watching my tutorials. Over the past 4 years, I've had the pleasure of teaching people many things, and you will always find new things to learn on my channel. So subscribe if you can, and thank you very much. Bye.